morning, students. Today we will be talking about the examination of pregnant patient, obstetric examination. Before examining an antenatal patient, there are three important things that you have to remember. Patient must be in dorsal position, bladder must be empty, examiner stands on the right side of the patient, and another very important for the male students, whenever you are examining a patient anytime in your life, you must have a female attendant by your side. Legs can be little flexed and patient can be tilted slightly laterally if examination is prolonged. So these are important points, and with this in mind we will go for the examination. And another important thing that I want to tell you, that lateral grip, which we will be talking about in subsequent discussion, is called umbilical grip also. Similarly, the second pelvic grip is known as Paulic grip also. So let's start with the examination. State examination, that is Leopold's maneuver. So whenever we examine a patient, there are three parts of examination: inspection, palpation and auscultation. Examining a pregnant patient, we look for pallor, we look for anemia, we look for pedal edema, but here we are concerned with obstetric examination. So let's come to inspection first. Inspection is examining the abdomen for any abnormality. So what all we see in pregnancy? One is the pigmentation, second are the stria gravidarum, third is any evidence of edema, and fourth is the position of umbilicus. So here we see this is the pigmentation, linea nigra, which starts from pubic symphysis and ends at Ziffy sternum. These are the changes due to hormones of pregnancy, and this is the hyperpigmentation. This is linea nigra. Second, we come to the striations, which are not seen. Some you can appreciate here. These are stria gravidarum, which happen during pregnancy because of the overstretching. The muscles and the skin undergo changes, and long-standing changes, the color fades off, and that is stria albicans. Third is for any scar, previous cesarean if it is there, here there is no scar. Fourth is for any edema of the abdominal wall. Abdominal wall edema is because of, it could be because of anemia, it could be because of hypertensive disease, or it could be because of renal disease. So these are few things, and this most important is the umbilicus position. If it is stretched up, it could be because of occipital-posterior position. So this is the examination on inspection. Then we come to palpation. Palpation has got four maneuvers, which we call as Leopold's maneuver, and there are maneuver first, second, third and fourth. So before these maneuvers, we must know the height of uterus. Height of uterus gives us the clear time about the gestation. So as you all know that up to 12 weeks, uterus is a pelvic organ. After 12 weeks, it starts coming up. And how do we measure the height of the uterus? It is very simple. We take one point at the pubic symphysis, other point is the umbilicus. Umbilicus is very important in all our examination, and third is the Ziffy sternum. So these are the points. So first point is this is pubic symphysis. Here we take two arbitrary lines between pubic symphysis and the umbilicus, and we divide it into three parts. So this is 12 weeks, this arbitrary line makes it 16, here it is 20, and this is 24 weeks. This is how the examination is done. Second is from umbilicus to Ziffy sternum. Again we divide by two arbitrary line into three parts. This is 24 weeks, this is 28 weeks, then 32 weeks and 36 weeks. So at 36 weeks we see the height of uterus here. At 38 weeks, again the height is 32 weeks. The head comes down, but the flanks get full, and in this patient you can see. So few important things which we have to keep in mind, that before we are examining, our patient is in dorsal position, patient has empty bladder, and if there is a dextro rotation, we just shift it with the right hand, we shift the uterus in the center. So important thing is our patient is in lie down position, dorsal position, legs are slightly flexed. Our patient can be tilted to one side also, because we cannot make the patient lie down in spine for very long. So now we start with first palpation, that is the fundal grip. Fundal grip is to know what is the presenting part. we put in two hands and deeply and palpate the part here. So either it is a cephalic pole or it is a podalic. So cephalic, that means when the head is here, how do you feel? Head will be hard, smooth and globular. So HSG is the short form. You can remember it very well. If head is here, it is hard, smooth and globular. If it is a breech, like in this patient, it is broad, smooth and irregular. Like I remember it as SBI Bank. Smooth, broad and irregular structure will be the breech. Hard, smooth and globular structure will be the head. So this is about the fundal grip. Okay. Then second is the lateral grip. So lateral grip will tell us about which side is the back, whether it is anterior or posterior, and which side are the limbs. So back will be a smooth, continuous, firm structure on one side, and limbs will be irregular, nobular structure on the other side. This is about the lateral palpation. Then we talk about the second pelvic grip or the pollic grip. Again I tell you the bladder should be empty for this grip. This is very very important, and this grip will tell us about the presenting part, whether it is engaged. So ulnar border is kept on the pubic symphysis and we are examining the presenting part. We confirm the findings from fundal grip at this point, and 4 fingers on one side, and we palpate it deeply. So if the head is engaged, we can know by this grip, and all the findings of this grip, second pelvic grip or the pollic grip, are confirmed by the first pelvic grip or by the first pelvic grip. And the first pelvic grip is always facing the foot end of the patient, tail end. So here both the hands, all 4 fingers, we deeply insinuate the fingers. If our fingers can go and feel the poles, if the head is fully engaged, the fingers cannot converge, they cannot go beyond the hand and they will rather diverge. So engaged head, the fingers will diverge. Supposing the fingers are getting converged, if the fingers meet, then what is the diagnosis? That means either it is a deflex head which has not entered the brim, or it is a transverse presentation. So these are about the various Leopold maneuver. So Leopold first maneuver is the fundal grip, second maneuver is the lateral or the umbilical grip. Leopold third maneuver or the second pelvic grip or the pollic grip is when we keep the ulnar border here and we look for the presenting part. Again, it will be hard, smooth and globular if the head is here, and it will be broad and smooth and irregular if breech is there. If the head is engaged, we can miss the presenting part on this examination, and that is the place where we need the first pelvic grip to know the presenting part, which is very well identified by this. Now, what all we can know from the fourth maneuver? Fourth maneuver, we can know the position of the head very well. See, if you take it as like this, so this is the occiput. If we take the baby like this is the occiput and this is the sinciput. Sinciput is higher and occiput is lower, that means the head is fully flexed. If sinciput and occiput both are at the same level, that means that is a T-flex head. What will happen in face or bow presentation? Sinciput will be at the higher level. When we do dummy and pelvis, we will be showing you all these movements very very clearly. So what are the questions normally asked on this examination? What happens when the height of uterus is more than period of amenorrhea? Your amenorrhea history says it is 32 weeks, but you are getting the findings of 36 weeks. So what are the possibilities? The possibilities are, number 1, patient is with full bladder. It is very very important. Full bladder gives very false reading. Number 2, there are more than one fetus. Number 3, there is more liquor, polyhydramnios. Number 4, it's a big baby. Number 5, there is a tumor associated with it. So these are the manifestations, and most important is the dates might be wrong. Patient may not remember her dates. So very important to know her menstrual cycle, whether it's a short cycle, long cycle, or the dates are true. Similarly, if the height of uterus is less than period of amenorrhea, what are the possibilities? The baby is small, that's IVGR, there's oligohydramnios, or it's a dead baby, or the dates are wrong, and most important is baby is in transverse position. So these are the findings on palpation which will tell us about the baby, and we will know exactly. Now comes the auscultation. Very important. I will show you the fetal Doppler also. We look for fetal heart sounds. So in the occipito anterior position, left side, when you see the back is here and you feel the umbilicus, you feel the spine. So in between umbilicospinal position, halfway here somewhere will be the fetal heart auscultated. If it is a occipito posterior position, you get it on the lateral side of flanks. And if it's a breech, you all know where will be the baby heart will be auscultated just above the umbilicus. So I will just demonstrate you. So you know how we look for the fetal heart. This is a Doppler, a fetal Doppler. You can see, just focus on the fetal Doppler. And this is how we look for the fetal heart. We need a jelly, a coupler to. In this patient, we have back on the left side, and this is the area we are auscultating, and we are looking for the fetal heart. See, you can see the fetal Doppler, which is beautifully showing the reading here. So this is how we auscultate the fetal heart. Okay. So let me tell you in brief now. We just summarize the points. When we are examining, we look for the pella. We look for all the signs, any edema or other signs. Then we inspect the abdomen. We look for any pigmentation. We look for any stria gravidarum, position of the umbilicus, any scar. Then we go for the height of the uterus. Then we look for the fundal grip. Then the lateral grips. Then the second pelvic grip or the pollic grip and the first pelvic grip. This is how, and they are also called Leopold's maneuvers 1, 2, 3 and 4. And height of uterus gives us a lot idea about the position of the baby. So this is a primary gravida patient who is in labor with slightly high BP. If I show you the feet, you can just focus. She has got pedal edema here, and see the edema I can show you, and she has been induced now. So this is how we complete, and I wish you all the best, and we finish our video here.